here. Now, a really great way to get become sensitive. Last class we talked about somebody's framing here. Okay, this class I want it to be, I'm gonna feel his hip move. So just do a little micro bridge. Okay, he's bridging with that hip. That means I would come up with this knee. You can do different or same side, either one. Okay, so I would come up with this knee. I would come up with this knee. It's the opposite. So if he's moving this hip, it's this knee that would come up on me. Okay, so go ahead. Boom. Right? And when I bring my knee up like that versus like getting it pinned down because he's moving, it allows him to continue to move, and that gets me close to taking his back. Okay, so doing this with your eyes closed is the best way I've found to get beginners to kind of become sensitive to people's movement. Okay, go ahead. Here. And look, I'm coming up, and once I come up into this position, right, I've got a seat belt, I got a gift wrap, and I can start taking the back. Okay, so turn this way. So right here, I'll gift wrap and I'll go to this position. Then I'm setting him up here, right? And then look, I can go to a lapel, right? Now, from this, I can go back into other chokes we've seen, right? We saw the choke, turn a little bit, in a previous class, Okiri Iri Jame, okay? So any chokes, whether it's rear naked or lapel choke, I wanna have good connection with my elbows on your body. I'm gonna be doing that radial to ulnar extension to help with my leverage. That's my hand doing like this, right? So when you grab, everything like I see here is like flexed in these tendons in this part of my hand on the radial side of my wrist. And when I do that, and I go to finish, it's like making my wrist bend when I grab that way for the lapel. So I flexion it back to the middle and transfer that energy from the radial side to the ulnar side. Good, and then just elbows connected as I do that. And I'm sliding this arm over his shoulder, okay? So that's Okiri Iri Jame. Now from here, I can't always get Okiri, right? You might not be able to find this lapel, okay? So I can circle here. And what I wanna do is pull your arm away from your body a little bit, right? So, and this is not designed to like, if you pinch your elbow down super hard, right? It's not designed to necessarily defeat that, but it can work pretty well, right? So here, the same thing, I wanna connect and pull there, and then I'm pushing his head forward, okay? So, that's what you need to get in the habit of doing if you wanna get better at lapel chokes, is this idea of opening and feeding the gi. I'm proficient at that because of how many thousands of times I've done it, right? So here, like as soon as I go there, I'm connected and I'm in, yes. Here, boom, that's single wing, okay? And then, that's Okiri. So Okiri Iri Jame means sliding, right? I wanna keep my elbows connected when I'm sliding. And then, Kata Hajime means single wing. We saw these, from technical mount. Okiri Iri Jame right there, and then Kata Hajime, right? Single wing choke, sliding lapel choke. Now, what else did we see a second ago? Taking the back in this way, here. Setting them up, crossing their arms, okay? Now from here, I don't have to hand fight. I just take my arm and go in here, okay? I've got hooks. Now, here's a really good strategy. If he starts trying to peel this hand down, right? But this one that's choking you, right? I will switch here, okay? And then I can go to my Kata Hajime or my Okiri Iri Jame, right there, okay? So, you just practice this back take and just go through the sequence kind of slow. I'll throw some different looks at you. Guys, we're not trying to go past the beginner scope today. Yesterday, the new class, I was like, hey, here's this Okiri choke, or look at all these sort of problems and situations that come up when we're doing it. Sometimes you're on your side, right? And I'm showing it seated. Sometimes you end up on your side and you're just not able to get that elbow. You could do this. Sometimes they're pulling your hand down. But we'll look at some very minor nuances that I think will help you guys, okay? So he's got me in technical mount, right? So go ahead and just do the gift wrap here. Pin this one also. Now sit me up. Yes, now you're gonna basically fall to your left hip and set your hook. Yes, good. Okay, boom, nice. Now pull this arm down over that one. Good. Now keep this grip. But see how you move that now. Yeah, now grab the grip. Here. Okay, nice. Now, here's like the race is you're probably gonna be good. When you let go of this, go under my other arm and get the lapel grip for Okiri. Yes. Okay. Now it's serious, right? You feel I was like, hey, it's not connected. Now, connect and flexion. Nice. Okay. Now, okay, grip again. I start pulling this down, right? Switch your grip. So that's gonna be a fight. So take this arm out and grip. See, I'm fighting this. Okay, yeah, now you got it, right? So now when I start going here, you already have the lapel and now go under my arm. Karaha Japan. Good. Here, a little more connection. And again, think about that sliding over the back of my shoulder. Good. As you come up behind and chop. Good. Okay. Now, so anytime like I'm fighting this hand, like pulling this away, right? So you want Okiri, and I'm like, no, get that out of here. Go behind my head. Right? So you might get the Okiri. Go ahead, finish. Good. Keep connected to me. Don't get space between us in the back. Yes. Good. Now I'm getting this away, circle behind my head. Good. Okay. So that's kind of some ways those will link together. And then two, if I'm defending this one really well, switch your grip. Yes. Good. Nice. Yeah. Get your grip, and then if I'm defending here, see if you can grab there. See if you can grab here. I'm pushing that off so you can get to go behind my head. See? But you remember last class how we were talking about, like, I've got this grip and I want to choke you here. And you are not letting that happen. So, like, I just switched to this other grip and you still get choked. You know, so think about how lapel chokes link together. And, you know, you can even develop just some base strategy. Guys, here's what you'll run into is you will have somebody in a rear naked choke or whatever choke. And you're not gonna finish it. You got it and it's kinda in there and you're like, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, but like squeeze harder. And you know, some people might tap to that, all right? But it's a really good idea to switch your grip. Like if they're defending this, I got two arms on this one and I'm like, don't really have it at all, switch. And you probably will get it on the other side. It's the most elementary form of grip fighting that we can use. Like, oh, okay, I'll just switch. Instead of this one, I did that one, right? Oh, I couldn't get this collar, so I went behind your head. Basic strategy. Okay, now, here's what we'll do. Let's take a look at the idea of the armbar from the back, okay? Sit this way. So, seated. Okay, so a really great way to start this off is almost just like a dexterity drill for going side to side. So what I'll do is I'll take an underhook and I'll go here. Anytime you're losing out on an armbar, actually it's not super beginner, like he starts scooping this leg off and stuff, I'll just set up and go back to the back, right? Underhook this side, here. Okay, sit up. So look, I can start this from like a double lapel or a body lock, and I just raise one side and come here, here, here. Okay, turn this way. Now, another really good idea is using some gripping with this. Okay, so look how I have this, everybody knows the seat belt, like this. This seat belt's grabbing here on his wrist, the one that goes over the shoulder, and here, okay? So what I want to do is I'm gonna build a pathway with this, right? So no hooks, and I go grip, bottom hook, right? So if I fell to this side I had the arm on, right? So I go, right, these hands are here. Put your hands here. Right, so I go grip, bottom hook, grip, bottom hook, grip, bottom hook, grip, bottom hook. Sitting back up, grip, bottom hook. Pendulum back up, grip, bottom hook. Okay, so if I go grip, bottom hook, then I loop here. Okay, now I'm going to think about this. I'm on my side slightly, okay? And so this is disallowing him the ability, because of how my knee is turned over his face, to scoop it off of his head, okay? See how that's harder? Not the same sort of uniform look you're used to. Okay, so then look at all this void I have to go from here. So I'm gonna pull the slack out the arm, right? And then turning here will give me even more force with my hip, and I'm putting all my weight on him, right? You can tuck this under the elbow. It gets very tight, right? But here, it's almost like I'm rotating down and away like this, right? But we keep this and boom, engaging there. Turn slightly this way, okay? So look at what my hips are doing, how I can slide them, right? So when I have that slack out the arm bar, boom, he's tapping already, right? So we've seen arm bars like this, right? With this, I'm pulling everything in the same way. I'm just slightly on my side to take into account that he may do that bicep, leg scooping, shoulder walking defense, okay? So we don't want that. So that's sort of the idea for that. Let me do one more and then we'll let you do it, okay? So look, we start no hooks like we've seen in some of the other classes. So I go grip, bottom hook, loop, arm bar, here. Now, go to the thumb, that's the end of the lever. Add weight, there's my finish. It's really good, just like your normal base here, to kind of do this for your partner. It's a good habit too, because they get me used to defending against chokes. My hands do need to be here, but it's a good for drilling for today too. Okay, so just practice this first, Micah. Don't, without falling on the side or anything, just like I did it. Go, just go grip first. Just get your grip. Go over, good. The top one grabs, so you'll be other side here. The top one grabs my wrist. Top arm, nope. Right there and there. Boom, okay? Now go back to the middle. Now go over, grab my wrist, under, grab your wrist. Very good, go back to the middle. Boom, see, nice. Now you're already getting, so it's a kind of a new pathway for you probably. But if you think back, like we had the seminar the other day, Korth taught an armbar really similar to this. Okay, but she's showing it on the transition. Okay, go back. All right, so boom, okay? Now, without falling to your side, start throwing a bottom hook in, okay? Boom, okay, go back, let go, and then grip, bottom hook, and back, grip, bottom hook, and back. This time, the next two times, grip, bottom hook, fall to your side. Grip, bottom hook, fall to your side, good, and back. Grip, yes, good, nice. Okay, now, as you're falling to the side, I want you to loop. Kyle calls this, it's a 10th planet term, and I think it's kind of cool because I've never heard anyone name it, and I like, that gives, a lot of times it gives people a way to remember, right? It's not, but in 10th planet, they call it the crystal ball. because you go over it like you're like rolling around on it. It's just something to remember it by, right? Like it's a round motion. So just without falling to the side, get your grip real quick. Loop that over. Boom, like that. Okay? And you can do this in the reverse fashion too. Boom. Right? So when you loop that over, that's when you're replacing this with the leg over my head. Okay? So let's do, so go grip, bottom hook, loop over, and armbar. Boom. Go to the thumb. Good. Turn on your side a little bit. Heavy legs. Yes. See how that knee's inverted? That's a heavy leg now. Now get the finish. Yes, good. And yeah, pull in, pull in. Yes. Oh, that's way worse. Good job, babe. Okay, go again. Go get a couple more. Okay, so grip. Oh yes, okay. Grip, bottom hook, crystal ball. Yes. Boom. That's very hard for me to try and go into an escape. Right? One more. Here. Bottom hook, loop. Nice. Yeah, turn on your side a little bit. Freeze here. Let's see. This one can go a little bit more over my body. Yes. Good. There you go. Nice. And the other way was good too. Right? Go one more time. Nice. Right? Now, that was good. That was good. There's some little nuances there. Do one more. Think about this, and they may be doing this from the get, but this is applicable gi and no gi. Just go ahead and get the grip and everything. So look, when you start doing this, you don't want me to do that as you're looping. Let's assume that I didn't know that you were thinking about going like whatever. I thought you were going to choke me from here, right? So when you loop, don't let me be able to grab my gi lapel. I'm going to loop it. I'm going to see if I can grab my gi. Right? So like loop it, keep it going that way, keep pulling it that way. Yes, see, that's different. Right? So like I felt as you were looping it, you were like, no, it's going away. It's not staying here. I'm not just looping over. You were connected and pulling my arm with you. Right? That way I don't do something like start getting into the basic defenses we teach.